Greetings, beloved, and praise the Lord. This is your friend, Jarvis Bailey. Today is Monday, April the 6th. It is day 17 in our 21-day challenge. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to spend with me on another day. And as always, it is my honor and privilege and pleasure to be here with you. I have so many things I want to share with you and just not enough time to do it. So let's get right to it, shall we? We are nearing the finish line, and so we want to continue thinking about where we go from here. I have shared with you a number of the laws of personal growth. If I haven't spoken about them directly by name, I have implied or referenced them in my comments. What I had hoped to do was to make a list of all of those laws and to attach them with the specific name that they have. I may not get a chance to do that. We'll see. You've heard me talk a lot about the law of reflection as one of my favorites. Certainly, we started this challenge talking about the law of intentionality. And today, I want to share with you the law of awareness, or at least some thoughts about the law of awareness, because self-awareness is the first step to growth. The second step is acceptance, and we'll talk some about that. When I was a church planter back in the early 2000s, 2003, 4, 5 era, I came in contact with a writer named George Hunter, who wrote a book called Radical Outreach. And in that book, he compared sinners to other addicts. His premise was that those who were in the Christian faith were sinners, are sinners, and that there's this cycle of sin that we continue to repeat. And in fact, we are addicted to sin. And he proposed to a new church planter, me, in his writings, that one of the methodologies that we should consider when planting a church or doing church work is the 12 steps of recovery. Because as sinners, we are addicted and we're always in recovery. And I have said, if you've been following me, you know how fond I am of methodologies, of frameworks, a way to sort of think through things. And when I came in contact with that thought process, it grabbed me. And I have been using that thought process for the last however many years since I've known it, since the early 2000s, as a way to deal with a number of the issues and things that I find in coaching. Because we have habits. We habitually do things. Many times, the things we do ourselves to ourselves. And we get in these cycles. And the 12-step recovery model has provided quite a bit of insight. Let me share that with you. The 12 steps, I'm not going to go into them all. I'm just going to read them because they're powerful and they have implications for many things that you will encounter in your life. Here are the 12 steps of recovery: honesty, faith, surrender, soul searching, integrity, acceptance, humility, willingness, forgiveness, maintenance, making contact, and service. All great, great, great steps to help guide us as we overcome some of the habitual things that become barriers to our success. We talked about these domains that Jesus had as we find them in Jesus' CEO, these strength domains, the strength of relationships, the strength of action, which is what we've really been focused on these last 21 days, increasing that domain, as well as this strength of self-mastery. And in the strength of self-mastery, self-awareness is important. I talked about yesterday, finding your direction. One of the things about self-awareness is if you don't know your direction, the first place that you have to begin is knowing where you are before you can get a sense of where you need to go to. And so this idea of self-mastery becomes important to our success. As we look to the finish line, I'm going to share a devotional with you tonight. I hope to spend a little bit more time after the devotional talking to you, but I certainly want to remind you of those three things that we talked about on last week. So tonight's devotional, and our time is getting short, so hang in there with me and we will get to the end. I hope the devotional tonight is some inspiration to you as we go forward to the next few days together. This devotional is entitled, Finish the Race. Finish the Race. It is taken from 2 Timothy 4, verses 7 through 8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Finally, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, and not to me only, but also to all who have loved his appearing. I watched her struggle to keep up with the other runners. Falling behind, her face became contorted, possibly from pain or as a result of her disability. The other runners struggled too, but there was something captivating about this girl. As her pace slowed to an awkward walk, the excited crowd cheered louder. At the halfway mark, the youngster slowed almost to a stop, and as she began to wobble, she drifted sideways toward the edge of the track. Immediately, the girl's father leaped from his seat and rushed to guide his daughter's path. The crowd rose to its feet with applause. As I continued to watch, I realized that everyone in the stadium was focused on that little girl finishing the race. Nothing else seemed to matter. It didn't matter that on her first step she fell to the ground. It didn't matter that her effort to run was so strained that it was difficult to watch. It didn't matter that she needed assistance to stay on course and in the race. All that mattered was that she finished. And when she did, the crowd erupted. It was perhaps the most glorious celebration I ever witnessed. All because one little girl finished her race. That day, all the runners finished their race. And in the celebration, we all knew what the Apostle Paul was saying. Finish the race. I encourage you to hang in there a few more days. I'm excited about our future. I've got some things planned on where we are going to go after this. Just finish the race. Hang in there. In the meantime, go back and review some of these videos. Take some notes. Just know that we are going somewhere. We're going to finish this race, and the rest we shall see. Let me give you the three things that we talked about last night. Three things I really need you to do as we look to finish the race. Number one, buy the book. You can get the book at www.jarvisbailey.com, as well as see all of my videos there. 2, subscribe to my YouTube channel and share the videos with others. And number 3, take down this email address because it's going to be important to you in the days to come. join.jarvis@gmail.com. join.jarvis@gmail.com. You know what? I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Till next time, peace.